How often are our first impressions just wrong? We're going to talk about a really powerful way to think, a mental model for updating your beliefs when the world, throws new information at you. It's like a simple algorithm for staying rational, and honestly, it's a total game changer.
Sounds kind of wild, right? But this is the core idea we're going to unpack today. The most effective thinkers out there, we're talking scientists, top investors, you name it, they do this almost instinctively. It's a skill they've mastered, and it's absolutely one we can all learn.
I mean, we all do this, right? You meet someone, you hear an idea, and bam, an opinion is formed in seconds. But then, well, life happens. We get new information, new clues that maybe, just maybe, challenge those first gut feelings.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Our brains are basically hardwired to love being certain. We just cling to those first impressions, and we're really good at ignoring info that contradicts them. But a truly intelligent system, like an AI, it does the exact opposite. It doesn't cling. It's constantly recalculating based on fresh data.
So if our natural tendency is kind of a bug, then what's the software update we need? How do we train ourselves to think more like those intelligent systems and, less like stubborn assumption machines? Well, believe it or not, the answer is a 250-year-old idea called Bayes' rule. Now don't worry, don't let the name scare you off. You do not need to do any complex math. The idea at its core is incredibly simple. Just start with what you believe, and then adjust that belief every single time new evidence shows up. It's a system for evolving your thoughts. The whole process really just boils down to a simple 3-step formula. First, you've got your prior belief. That's your starting point, your initial gut feeling. Second, you get some new evidence. That's the fresh data life just handed you. And third, you arrive at your updated belief, a new, more refined, and probably smarter conclusion.
Theory is great and all, but let's make this real. Let's see how this actually plays out in a situation we've all been in. Let's say a job interview. So a candidate walks in and they're pretty quiet, a little reserved. Your initial gut reaction, your prior belief, might be something like, maybe they don't have the confidence for this role. But then it's their turn to present. And whoa, they're brilliant. Their ideas are sharp, they're insightful, they're well-reasoned. This is powerful new evidence that flies right in the face of that first impression. So a Bayesian thinker doesn't just stubbornly stick to their first impression. Nope. They update. They recalibrate their thinking and conclude, okay, maybe confidence just looks different than I thought. The probability that this person will be great at their job just went way, way up. You've just updated your belief.
All right, let's try another one. You start a new diet that everyone is raving about. Your prior belief, based on all that hype, is that this thing is going to work wonders for you. Then comes the first real data point. After 1 week of following the plan perfectly, you step on the scale, and nothing. The number hasn't moved at all. Your brain's first instinct is probably to just yell, "This isn't working!" But Bayesian reasoning encourages a little patience here. 1 week? That's very limited data. So instead of just calling the whole thing a failure, you update your belief to something more like, okay, it's still way too early to tell for sure. I need more evidence before I make a final call. And this is the really cool part. This mindset applies to everything. It's not just for big things like job interviews or diets. Every single conversation you have, every project you work on, every little mistake you make, it's all just new data. Thinking this way, it turns learning into this continuous, super fast update cycle.
So why is this so powerful? Well, for one, it keeps your mind flexible and stops you from getting stuck in stubborn ways of thinking. It's a constant reminder that every assumption you have has an expiration date. And maybe most importantly, it stops that feeling of being absolutely certain from killing your curiosity and your ability to learn. And this right here is the ultimate takeaway. This mindset isn't about the pressure of always being right. That's impossible. It's about the humble, continuous process of just becoming a little less wrong with every new piece of information you get.
When you think about it, this process of constant evidence-based updating, this is literally how intelligence evolves. We see it in the most advanced AIs, we see it in the work of the greatest scientists in history, and it's something we can absolutely cultivate in ourselves. So the next time you face a big decision, or even just find yourself forming a quick judgment about something, just pause for a second. Ask yourself, okay, what's my initial belief here, and what does this new evidence really say? That simple act isn't just a step, it's the very foundation of thinking more clearly.